Chapter 3. A Never-Ending Nightmare. The TV buzzed softly, and its light illuminated the dark room, creating a shadow silhouette of my family. With my entire family sitting motionless on the couch, they all sat facing away from me, staring motionless at the TV. They didn't notice me, not even when I whispered just enough to be heard over the static. "What you guys doing?" I used my shoulder to press myself from the wall, wobbling slightly, as my legs still didn't have the full strength to carry my body weight. I took a step to my right, centering myself in the hallway to look around my father's head that perched just high enough to block my full view of the living room. My father was naturally a tall man, standing at 6'7", with broad shoulders and large hands. His shoulders came to my mother's head as she was a small woman. She is so very loving and even more fierce. But most of all, she loved my father and all of us with all of her heart, and it showed in everything that she did and everything that she didn't do. Seeing them sit there like that made my hands tremble uncontrollably and the muscles in my legs tensed as if I had been working out for hours. Every little movement felt like my thighs were going to collapse, causing my knees to buckle and bring me crashing back down to the ground. I slowly walked toward my family, hoping that when I reached their line of sight, I would wake up from this terrifying dream, and they would look at me with confusion, asking me why I was creeping around in the dark. Yet every step felt like an eternity, causing time itself to slow as I inched my way closer to them. My heart raced, and my hands had begun to sweat profusely. Nervously, I accidentally kicked the leg of the end table that rested at the side of the couch, knocking the switched-off light that rested atop the table to fall to the ground with a loud thump. The light did not break, but the shade that once guarded the light bulb had dislodged from the top of the fixture and rolled between my father and brother. I slowly walked around the couch and stood between the distorted TV and my family, whose eyes were milky white. Their necks had been bruised so viciously that finger indentations were embedded into each of them. It looked as though someone grabbed them so tightly with both hands and began twisting in different directions, attempting to pull their heads from their bodies. They did not move. Their faces were emotionless, and yet their lips quietly repeated something in unison that I could not make out. Suddenly, the quiet, static-filled TV clicked off, and darkness engulfed everything around me. All I could do was scan the dark living room and pray that whatever did this to my family was not standing alongside me in this moment. I closed my eyes and pleaded to myself, saying, "This was all a dream. This could not be real. I'm going to wake up to the sound of my alarm on my nightstand going off, and I will be back in my bed." Yet the seconds passed, penetrating time like hours, while I cowardly stood in a bubble of non-existence that was perpetuated by my own will to awaken from this place in time. I opened my eyes and leaned in closer to my father, my face just an arm's reach from his own, when a loose nail in a floorboard at the top of the stairs compressed under the weight of a foot, causing it to creak softly. My body hardened, and I held my breath, listening intently for the retraction of the nail that lay like a tripped mine at the top of the stairs. As the footsteps continued, I could hear the scraping of fingernails gouging deeply into the railing, dragging them deeper into the wood with every unsettling thump of their steps.